Good morning, my fine feathered friends. We've got our Constitution. We've got, well, that says law office, but over yonder, I don't even know if I can tell when I point at it. Sorry, I can't get the camera to flip. Yeah, we're at Delmar and Hanley. We got the Jiffy Lube. We got the Shell station. We got the empty car fix in place, and we got 2 law offices. And I'm sitting on these steps. Sorry if I'm trespassing, and just let me know. I won't do it again, but it's a pretty inviting step. And I'm telling you what the amendments to our Constitution say, because you need to know your rights. Since I don't know is the answer to President, will you uphold the Constitution? He literally said, I don't know, I have to ask my lawyer. What do you fucking mean? Anyway, amendment, X plus I is 11. Amendment 11, because there was only 10 amendments when it was first passed. That was the Bill of Rights. And then they added more because we needed more. Amendment 11, passed by Congress March 4th, 1798. The other ones are from 1791, so this is 3 years later. Note, Article 3, Section 2 of the Constitution was modified by the 11th Amendment. The judicial power of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States citizens by another, or by states or subjects of any foreign state. I'm not sure what this means, but I think it has a right, or I think it has to do with, like, where trials happen. God, I hope someone can correct me. I need an expert. Or a teacher. We love a good history civics teacher. Oh my God, I had Kim Schrader. She was incredible. She had the most beautiful curly hair. She was like a middle-aged white lady, blonde. And I loved her daughter. May she rest in peace. She was a cool cat too. But I'm really thankful to Miss Schrader for teaching me what I know about the Constitution and the government around us. So again, shout out to Kim. Amendment 12. December 9th, 1803. Ratified June 15th, 1804. Note, a portion of Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution was superseded by this 12th Amendment. The electors shall not meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for president. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for president and vice president, one of whom, at least, shall not be an inhabitant of the same state with themselves. They shall name in their ballots the person voted for by president, and in distinct ballots, the person voted for as vice president. They shall make distinct lists of all person voted for as president and all the persons voted for as vice. And of the number of votes for each, which list they shall sign and certify, transmit sealed to the seat of the government of the United States, direct to the President of the Senate, and the President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and House of Reps, open all certificates and votes shall then be counted. The person having the greatest number of votes for president shall then be president. If such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed, and if no person have such majority, then from persons having the highest numbers not exceeding 3 on the list of those voted for as president, the House of Representatives shall choose by ballot the president. But by choosing the president, the vote shall be taken by states. The representation from each state having 1 vote, a quorum for this purpose shall consist of a member or members from 2/3 of the states, and the majority of the states shall be necessary to a choice. The House of Representatives shall not choose a president, whenever the right of choice shall devolve upon them before the 4th day of March next following, when the vice president shall act as president, as in case in the death or other constitutional disability of the president. Constitutional disability, as in they are disabled to do the Constitution? I don't know. Let me ask my lawyer. The president, constitutional disability of, as in case of the death or constitutional disability of the president, the vice president takes over, which supersedes is superseded by Section 3 of the 20th Amendment. So we've got this good one, and then they altered it some more a little bit later. The person having the greatest number of votes as vice president shall be vice president, if such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed, and if no person have a majority, then from the two highest numbers on the list, the senator shall choose the vice president. A quorum for the purpose shall consist of 2/3 of the whole number of senators, and a majority of the whole numbers shall be necessary to a choice. But no person constitutionally ineligible to be in the office of president shall be eligible for that of vice president. They don't want someone to be president, and then run as vice president for the president to then step down and make them president once again. Methinks. Again, not a doctor. Yeah, a quorum for the purpose shall consist of 2/3 of the whole number of senators. Majority of the whole number shall be necessary to a choice, but no person constitutionally ineligible of president shall be eligible to be vice president of the United States. Amendment 13. Amendment 13. Passed by Congress January 31st, 1865, ratified December 6, 1865. Note, a portion of Article IV, that is 4, portion of Article 4, Section 2 of the Constitution was superseded by this 13th Amendment. Section 1, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted shall exist within the United States or any place subject to our jurisdiction. Slavery is illegal unless you did a crime, which is why, sorry, the guys in prison are slaves. Not all of them, but enough. That doesn't seem very rehabilitative to me. Again, all I have is a degree in psychology, but again, apparently that makes me brainwashed, according to folks like my parents. But I studied the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's this cute little triangle that talks about the stuff people need to be successful or self-actualize. The bottom layer is like security, something to eat, a safe place to sleep, health care. Our nation fails to grant us that, which is pretty disgusting. If you want these societal problems to go away that make people get sent to prison, we need to address that people's basic human needs aren't getting met, and that cooks our brain and makes us act bad, act crazy, act unwell, maladaptive things like I really think that if everyone has a hot meal every day and we're nice to each other, that'll help a lot. But again, nobody asked me. I guess if you're here, you kind of did ask me, because you could click away anytime. Section 2. Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Congress can make slavery stop. Amendment, XIV. Okay, so X is, the last one was 13, so this must be 14. Yeah, that makes sense, because there's an X and then IV follows, and then V with the I in front means -1, so that's 5 minus 1 is 4, plus 10, the X, XIV, 14. It's so bright out here, guys. Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution was modified by Section 2 of the 14th Amendment. Section 1 of the 14th Amendment. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any laws which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of the law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction equal protections under the laws. Section 2. Representatives shall be of proportion among the several states according to their respective numbers. Hello. I lost my spot. Representatives shall be apportioned among the several states according to their respective numbers, counting the whole number of persons in each state, including Indians not taxed. But when the right to vote in any election for the choice of electors for president and vice president of the United States, representatives in Congress, the executive and judicial officers of a state, or the members of the legislature thereof, is denied to any of the male inhabitants of such state being 21 years of age. LOL, that got changed because we had the draft and we were sending young boys to die over on other people's beaches, and they couldn't even fucking vote about it, and that's pretty reprehensible. I know at that time I would have blown a gasket on their behalf. I would have been writing my letters as I was laying on my fainting couch. I would have been like, what the hell, government? Don't tax them boys, or don't send those boys to war when they can't vote, because they are boys. I know that there is problematic connotations with that word sometimes, but like, God, they were children. Those are just young little guys. Their brains aren't fully developed yet. Your brain is like, until the age of about 26, maybe even 30, your brain is still developing. So they were children, sending kids to die in the wars. And they got mad. They said, we can't do that. They need to be able to vote if they're able to be drafted. And thus, now at age 18, we all get to vote. Maybe at a certain age, people should stop getting to vote, since they don't know how to act right. By age like 80, our brains, whether we have the symptoms or we function well or whatever, our brains have the structure of a dementia diagnosis, which again, I hate that word. Why are they in charge of us when their brains are full of holes, like Swiss cheese, like pudding? Oh, okay. Ah, yes. The inhabitants of the state, blah, 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 blah. Let me roll back up. Wow, what a long-ass sentence. That's crazy town. But when the right to vote at any election for the choice of electors for president and vice president in the United States, representatives in Congress, and executives, judicial officers of a state, or the members of the legislature thereof. Ooh, I'm so sorry. My bus is here. Thank you, friends. Stay safe. Head on a swivel. Know your rights.